Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Fatin Awzal binti Azhar. Today I would like to present to all of you about my thesis. The title is Teacher Perspective of Play-Based Learning Toward Language Development. So, let's restart. Now, let us go to the introduction first. So, as we know, play can make children explore their world and surrounding environment, making them to learn something new. The relationship between play and children's learning has been considered in early childhood education, including language acquisition. So, play-based learning also be defined as a planned and structured pedagogical approach that provides opportunities for young children to learn safely, joyfully, and meaningfully through their natural behavior and intuitions. Okay, next we move to the research objective. For this research objective, I have two objectives that I want to investigate in this research. So the first is to identify place-based learning that used in preschool. Second, I want to analyze teacher perception of children involvement in language activity during play-based learning. The research question, for the research question also have two research questions, which is number one is I want to see what is teacher perception of the play-based learning that used in preschool, and second research question is how to analyze teacher perception of children involvement in language during play-based learning. Okay, so we move to the problem statement in this research. So for the problem statement in this research have three problems, which is number one, the lack of a teacher who focus on learning through play. Nowadays, we can see many teachers are not adequately prepared to implement play-based learning in their classroom. They think that learning materials such as workbook or charts rather than object that children can explore and use in their learning. Next, we move to the second problem. The second problem in this research is the lack of communication skill. In this term, children know they can observe how the language is used, what regulation follow, and when to speak or listen, which are important in the social aspect of language. They will also learn how the social norm and they can learn the role of play for such as in taking turns, transition, sharing materials, and taking responsibility, which is essential in communication skill. The third problem statement is the lack of a common definition of play that made it hard to provide specific recommendation for curriculum designer and educator to advocate a play-based approach in early childhood classroom in the face of increasing demands on academic skill. And so in this term, we can see different teachers perceive play differently in practice. So as we know, teacher perception of the use of play approach is involve awareness, understanding, and interpreting how the play-based approach that provide learning benefit to the children. So as a preschool teacher, we need to understand to appropriate teaching approach such as learning through play and its a role in early childhood development. Now we move to the theoretical framework. So the theory that relate in my research is the Nevis theory by Noam Chomsky of language acquisition. So according to Chomsky theory, when the young children are exposed to the language, their LED make it possible for them to set the parameters and deduct the grammatical principle because the principles are innate. So he state in this term, which is that language structure are heavily influenced by the environment, hence the theory hold that the language skills are developed through watching and learning from our parents and other people in the environment. Okay, next for this theory also, Chomsky called this is a language learning device because he think that children can learn spoken language skill naturally. So in the absence of the formal language, he think that children build their system of communication. So all children can make the same verbal blunders regardless of the vocabulary skill when they learn. So Chomsky also believe in a universal grammar in which all human communication share grammatical law. And now we move to the literature review in my research. So based on the previous study, some research have revealed varying perspective and interpretation of play-based learning among educators in the kindergarten classroom. Some teachers have been found to endorse the concept of learning through play and advocate for adult involvement in children's play. They have communicate challenges with integrating play with academic learning, and conceptualize play as a purely child-directed endeavor. In this study also, we see that teacher perspective relate to the decrease in play in classroom and the challenges associated with implementing play-based learning opportunities. So some teachers want to include their play in their classroom environment. Some teachers cite fear as being the reason they did not include play-based learning opportunities in their schedule. Next literature review is about the importance of the play. So for the importance of the play is when children play with their peers, the pattern of children behavior will parallel with their academic skill. For social skill and academic skill are intertwined within play when peers are involved. So when the students are playing together, this allows them to develop their language and communication skill, while also allowing them to discuss academic knowledge and build off one another. Next literature review is about the play and development of language skill. So in this term, according to the Montessori, she stated that children in school should construct their knowledge and instead of the integration of relevant play activity in teaching and learning, that is conduct a relevant learning environment that is ideal for the young children. Okay, now let's move to the methodology of this research. So for the methodology, I choose quantitative method because I want to collect the data by using the SPSS. So the procedure in this study, I used questionnaire that based on the research question that want to be examined. So the research sampling that I use is consists of the teacher. So research setting in this study that conduct in 5 kindergarten in the Selangor area, which is Kiflix, Nimli B, Tariqah Mulia Integrity, Tariqah Al-Baghdadi, Tariqah Islam Putra. Okay, next we move to the finding in this research. So all the data have been collected by using SPSS. So the first part is part A in the demographic background. So description is about the background of the sample, which is the gender, the age, the status, the number of children age, qualification, and word of experience of 10 respondents. Finding in the part B based on research question number 1, what is teacher perception about the play-based learning used in preschool? In this part, using the descriptive statistic. So we can see overall the main value for the teacher perception about the play-based learning used in preschool has the highest score, which is 4.30. In the item question number 2, do you think play can improve effective curriculum implementation for academic? Has a higher level? That is most dominant teacher perception among the sample research. So for the lowest level, mean score is shown in item B4, which is in question number 4. Does play activity waste value time for educator? Has a main value of 1.60. How to analyze teacher perception of children involvement in language during play-based learning? So for this, in part C, use frequency or each question 1 until 5 that strongly agree and agree, most dominant the answer of the respondent. So the frequency that give of this question give positive perception among the teacher about the children involvement in language during play-based learning. Now we move to the recommendation for the future study in this research. So for the number 1, the teacher need to training on play for self-development, guiding on the best way to deliver the lesson and handle day-to-day the activity, effective platform to spark their creativity ideas among teachers, as well as understanding the student interests, individual strengths and learning preference, so that they reflect the willingness and openness of the teacher to perform their skill in the job well. Number 2, the teacher should plan appropriate activity to the children which can attract their interest in the play-based learning activity, so that children can learn the activity using the play-based learning. So teacher need to know more knowledge about the activity that can attract their attention to focus in the activity. Third recommendation is the teacher need to have strong knowledge of early childhood and play that will be able to articulate the topic well, understand the main intent and the impact, and how best to implement the play-based learning in the lesson, so that the teacher need to use the variable type of the play for the proper teaching strategy. Conclusion of this research is result of this research contribute to the ideas how children learn language skills through play and how play can enhance learning through meaningful experience. So this study show that children who are engaged in play experience learn the language better and more easily. So the finding of this study has provided evidence that teaching and learning instruction play-based could be used effectively to teach preschool language skill. So the role of the teacher is deemed a very crucial component in developing language skill and the overall performance of the children. So here my poster that already created. That's all for my presentation about my thesis. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for hearing and watching me. Bye.